What up? What up? It's your boy. Oh no, the singing part's still on. It's me trying to harmonize. It didn't work out. Anyways, so Atlanta's unemployment issues. All right, so this is kind of a reply because okay. Okay. Anyways, so a lot of people have, been saying, hey, if you don't have no hustle about you, hey, if, you don't do this, they're talking about their success stories and what they did, and now they own their own business, 6 figures and all this other stuff. They came down there with nothing and they hustled and all this. It's just I was working 2 jobs, so I wasn't hustling. Guys. Okay, whatever. It's whatever. But what I wanted to point out that, a lot of people seem to forget, the video that you guys are looking at is old. It's 5 years old. It's actually older than that. It's 2017. So, when I put that video up, and I was talking about something that happened 15 years earlier. So let's go back to the early 2000s and look at the unemployment rate, and then look at the opportunities that were there. First, let's just look at Okay, first let's just look at how Atlanta got overpopulated, especially with Black people. There's always been Black people in the South. But this is one thing you guys are talking about. You're talking about the transplants who've come down there. You guys are like, there's a lot of people who are not from here who've come down to Atlanta and they've ruined the place. You guys are like people from, all these major cities, Detroit. You got the New Yorkers come down here and did this, that, and the third. You're talking about, people from all over coming down and doing your city a disservice. And these are the mean people. And you guys from the South are not mean at all. And it's like, okay, I'm not from Atlanta, so I can't say whether that's true or not. But what I am telling you is that some of the people I was dealing with, especially my baby mama, she from Atlanta. Okay. Okay. She from Atlanta. She's mean as fire. She mean as fire. She's still mean. Mean as fire. But I'm not saying that all Southerners are mean, because I don't know all Southerners. So it's just not, what I'm saying? Come on now. So let me say this. The unemployment rate in the ATL, back when I was there, and I've spoke on this before, but I wanted to be clear. There were a lot of jobs that were, you had to find in a newspaper. The opportunities that you guys are talking about that you had now, you guys are finding jobs on the internet. Heck, right now, there's jobs everywhere. There wasn't, a lot of these jobs that are opportune now. Back then, they just didn't exist. They weren't there. And the internet wasn't doing its thing like that back then. I've said this before. Plus, the unemployment rate was, it was kind of high. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that were unemployed who did not want to be unemployed. So what was going on because of that was the temporary services were where you went to find a job. If you didn't have a so-called profession, you went and found a job at a temporary service. Okay, let me also say this. One of the reasons why Atlanta got, populated with so many Black people who are transplants that came from these other cities that you guys, you know, to talk about how they came in and ruined your city, which I'm not saying that they didn't. What I'm saying is one of the reasons why this was so is because in the late 90s, there was a thing called Freaknik. Freaknik was a block party, to say it the least, and it was for nothing but black people. You get a couple snow bunnies, you know, but you didn't really see that many of them. It was strictly pretty much for black people, not Hispanic people, not the Indian people. It was black people that came down there. And it was like bike week, you know what I'm saying? It was just black people came down there and they partied and had a lot of sex. And the reason why Freaknik stopped is because of the females were so out of hand. I mean, the brothers was out of hand too, but the females were so out of hand that, you know, and then all these legal issues came into play when, you know, somebody said, you know, no means no and no didn't happen. You know, next thing you know, they're going home. And then, you know, lawyers are being called and police and stuff like that. But it just got out of hand is what happened. It was just the women were all over the place with their, you know, ass in the air looking for somebody to, you know, get with them. And there were plenty of brothers who would oblige. It became a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. It was something else. I'm gonna make this beat while we're here. But it was something else. So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna make a beat. So, anyways, so because it was such a popular thing, you understand there's always been more women on the planet than men. The women were going down there and they were getting what they want, their backs blown out. And men were getting what they want, you know, the wet. And so it was, you know, a marriage made in, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah. But what happened was, of course, there is always more women than there is men. So women were finally getting the attention that they thought they deserved. And men were just getting their thing off. You know, there were plenty of babies who were born just because of, you know, a week down at Freaknik. So, yeah. But nonetheless, what happened is because it was such a party scene, you had people who just didn't leave. So here come your transplants. Now, the thing about it is, while these Freakniks were happening every year, you got more people that came down there and they stayed. And then, you know, work was okay when, let's just face it, when Bill Clinton was in office, we were making money. And then when Bill Clinton left, you know, and then Bush got in office, everything turned on its head. So basically, you had people who were going to these major cities. They had, you know, they were making money. You know, the same thing, like when Donald Trump was in, we had money. When he left, he had no money. So the same thing was happening, and these transplants came down there and said, Atlanta's good. You know, it's a growing city, blah, blah, blah. You have all these people who are not from there. And then when the going got tough, you know, when the jobs, you know, ran out, people got mean. People got mean. It was a whole different story. Okay? So that's what happened. And now things, of course, are opening up because you have the internet. You didn't have the internet back then. You had people who, you know, shoot, I thought about being, well, I knew somebody who wanted to be a cop. I thought about being a sheriff. They were like, you don't want to be a sheriff. And don't forget, during that time is when one sheriff actually shot the other. One sheriff actually had the other one killed who he was running against. So, yeah, Atlanta, you know, You know what I'm saying? It was rough once you lost that job. You know, you were working for temporary service. You had to go out and get another one. I went out and tried to get another one. It did not work, and I was like, I'm not going to get swallowed up. I need to go. So I left. So for those of you who are talking that you ain't got no hustle, that's not true. It's just not true. I've always had hustle. Always had hustle. Always had hustle, you guys. But you know, things happen the way they do. And you know, it is what it is. I've always had hustle. But when there ain't no jobs and there wasn't no internet popping, what was I supposed to do? So I left. And now, like, see, now I'm in my 50s. Now my hustle is appliances. What I did was I saw that my apartment complex was throwing away appliances. So I went out there and I started flipping them. I just flipped one today. Okay, so I also do marketing and promotions, right? I flipped an appliance today and I made more money flipping that appliance than I will in my next marketing job. And I'll be at that job for, I don't know, 8 hours. I don't know, it might be a tie. But I'm just saying, I love flipping appliances because it's a quick, I can't get that right. Let's see if I get it. Sounds janky. I don't like it. Sounds too janky. Anyways, let's find something else to go with this. Let's get a pad. Let's find a pad. Get a nice pad. Suck a piano. Suck a piano. it says 0. I didn't know somebody was here. That's chill, ain't it? That's pretty chill. Let's try that. That's pretty chill. What up, Decatur? Yeah, I live. Okay, so I lived right when you come down the hill before you go to the mall. That's where I lived. Right? Like I used to ride my bike, or I would walk or run down to the Decatur Mall. And there's a little store I used to go to and buy all my comic books. I still got them. I got a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Yeah, I still got them. Matter of fact, let me see. Shoot, I might have bought this one from there. This will help me know when I was there, too. I bought a whole bunch of them. Let's see. Let's see when this was printed. Oh, this is so old. Okay, this is 2004. November 11th, 2004. I got this from Decatur. I showed you when I was there. All my comic books I got over there, like 100 of them, I got them all out of Decatur. Yeah. I got a bunch of them. Deadpool. Old X-Men. And here's a Deadpool. Let's see, this one was from April 2002. Yeah, I got them all from Decatur. I used to ride down the hill on my bike. My little cruise right down the hill. They had that little spot there. Used to go in there and buy my comic books. Go into the mall, get some AA, pedal on back up the hill. Good times, good times. And right down the street from there is where the story about the three people robbing the grocery gun store. Yeah, it's right down the street from there. Yeah, they was robbing that store. That's how I knew when I saw it on the news. I was like, I was just in that store. That's right down the street from me. That happened in Decatur. I like this little beat. We put a little bass to it. Let me get some bass over here, though. Yeah, that happened in Decatur. And you know something, I'll tell you something. I don't know where Decatur stops in Atlanta. In Atlanta, like I don't know the whole perimeter of the city. So it could have been in Atlanta, and it's the county, right? So Atlanta is Fulton County. So I don't know what county Decatur is. What county Decatur is. Let me find a bass real quick, though. Let me get this bass. right, let's rock with that. Oh, it's DeKalb County. Put a little juice on it. Uh, yes, it's chill, ain't it? Let me put a little exciter on it though. Yeah, bring that up a little bit. I can bring that up a little bit. Let me, matter of fact, let me go into this exciter real quick. Pull that up a little bit. The drum is nice. EQ's not bad. What's good, dude? Rose from Alabama. Is that a long O or a short O? You got that? Ross, okay. You gotta help me out. I was like, wait a minute. Grammatically, I said, wait a minute. I had to go back to the third grade. Like, is that long or short? Shoot, my teacher's gonna kill me. Miss Ricker, I hear Miss Ricker right now. Predicate nominative, participle. I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't know. Miss Ricker, I'm done. Oh, you're a woman. Rosalind Richards. Hey, what's happening, Roz? I'm sorry, I'm joking around with your name. I apologize. You got toilet paper in the back? Yes, I do. You know why? Let me explain it to you. Because it's my house. You see how that works? Yeah, so I'm allergic to dust. And, all my Kleenex is gone. So I got to hit the store tomorrow. So I always got to have something nearby just in case my nose starts running. Yeah, you know what I mean? This, no, not my whole apartment. Yeah, I live alone. Yeah, it's my spot. I didn't put toilet paper all over there. I can put toilet. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. Yeah, that's what's up. I have allergies, so I keep something close by to blow my nose. Because this is not the only channel that I got. I got 3 channels, but my other channel is actually my paying channel. This channel doesn't pay me. Yeah, this channel doesn't pay me. I just kind of. So what I did was I looked at the numbers, and they tell me when you guys are mostly on, and it tells me the age group that's on. So I said, well, let me go ahead and come on when people are here. So if they want to ask me questions, because that video, I got 200 subscribers within the last week. And that one video has got like 40,000 hits within just the last 7 days. And right now it's still at 12,000 within the last, it's at 12,000, it's over 12,000 within the last 48 hours. And 2 days ago it was at 15,000. So I think it's gonna go all the way down, probably to, I don't know, maybe 100 people a day or something. here. That's for one. Two, my other channel, I get a little $100 off of them every now and then. Yeah. I get a little $100 off of them every now and then. You know what I mean? I enjoy that, but I am a talker. And I am what black women call weird. I'm a little strange because I be talking about angels and aliens. I be sometimes I get into the Bible. I get into the Bible, start talking about Ezekiel and spaceships, and that turns black women off. Black women don't want black women don't want to hear that. They be like, ugh, you can. I don't want to be around you. You a nerd. I'll be like, it's cool. Yeah. You want to name your son what? Ezekiel? That's a good name. I get into stuff like that. I get into cellular structures. I like to just think of sciences and giants, history and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm a little didactic, and I think that most people, when they look at me, they want me to be a smoking, drinking thug, and that's exactly what I'm not. Yeah, I'm a Capricorn too. When's your birthday? Mine's the 24th. You doing homework and smoking, girl. Let me put a lead on this. Yeah, but that's what I am. So since I can't talk to, people just 1384. Oh, January. Yeah, I can't just talk to people. So I get on YouTube and talk about my little, devils and demons and all kind of stuff. I cover a whole gambit of topics. Social structures. I like the sciences. Some violin? All right, hold on. Well, what I'll probably do, if you want to hear violin, you probably hear. All right, so here's with just some studio violins. I'm just going to run some down to you. These are just studio violins. I don't really do too much with these, except I'll put a spreader on them, and I'll put I'll make them do some stuff. Symphony trap. This definitely ain't trap music. I suck at making trap music. My trap music sounds my age. It sounds like a 55-year-old made it. These are violins. You do not want me to make trap music. It will sound terrible. Yeah, I'm 55 this month. Thank you. Now, see, I like this, but I would have to chord it out like. If I could just stay on. Something like that, a little bit. Oh, your mama wears army boots. No, you didn't. Is it a full moon? Are you astrological? That didn't sound right. Are you into the astrologies? I'm not. I'm not really. I'm not really into astrology too tough. Spiritual things. Yeah, I stay away from astrology. Put a little spreader on it. Put a little cider on it. I'm gonna take that cider off of it. I don't like the cider. But I'm gonna put a spreader on it. Spread it out. There it goes. You believe in spiritual things? Yeah, I believe in spiritual things. I have no choice. If you're a praying person, you better believe in it. Well, I tell y'all what, y'all, man, get your prayer on. I believe in all that. That's why I gotta, sometimes I'll be watching the show and I'll be like, I'll be like, ooh. Let me tell you something. He is your bestie. Okay, I hear you. Now, see, I was watching Doom Patrol. I don't know if any of y'all watch Doom Patrol, but Doom Patrol is in the Marvel universe. Excuse me, Doom Patrol is in the DC universe. So I was watching Doom Patrol, and if you don't know what the DC universe, that's Batman. Batman is DC universe. So everybody who's, Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, they are all in the DC universe. So Doom Patrol is a bunch of superheroes, but they're a bunch of doomed superheroes. So they're superheroes that you usually wouldn't think is going to save the day. And they're not very welcome. One, because of their powers. Two, because they're not very good looking. They're not sexy like Superman. But they have some serious abilities. And I was all into it. I was like, this is good writing and everything until they were doing the scene and this horse's head pops up and it was a ghost, like a spirit, and it started singing to him. And when they conjured this horse's head and it started singing to him because they wanted answers from it, and they called that horse Baphomet. And when I saw that, I turned it off. I was like, negative. Negative. I never watched Doom Patrol again after that. As soon as when they said Baphomet with a smile, and the dude who said it, they had a close up on him, I was like, oh yeah. I already know where y'all going with this. Why? Look up Baphomet. Look up who Baphomet is. Baphomet is a musical Baphomet. Yeah. Look him up. This is one of the gods that all your stars, all your major singers and rappers and stuff like that, this is who they pray to. Yeah. So it's very serious when it comes to Baphomet. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, Not to mention, they had a character who was something like John Constantine. And if you ever watch any of John Constantine stuff, you already know he's dealing with demons, witches, devils, but especially demons. John Constantine, anything he does. As a matter of fact, if you look at the movie Constantine, and there might be a Constantine too, he deals with the devil himself. So, you got to be careful what you let in your house. And it's a good movie, but the DC universe, what they did was they made Constantine a anti-hero. So whenever, if you ever heard of Zatanna, she is not a wizard, but she's like a magician, but her power is when she says something backward, that's how she, says her spells. Well, all these people are in the DC universe, and Batman runs around with these people, but he usually calls them when it's something that he doesn't understand that's in a darker universe. So when a spiritual universe and something's happening in the spiritual universe, what Batman will do is he'll call on John Constantine, or John Constantine will come to him and say, hey, I got a problem. And then John Constantine will get a bunch of people who are inhuman together, one of them being Deadman, who's a guy who died, but his ability is he's a ghost, and when he wants to talk to you, he'll inhabit somebody's body and he'll start talking to you. And if you don't, the person who he embodies, they don't know he's there, but Batman recognizes when he's in somebody's body. It's pretty deep, but there's just some, and another thing about Batman is, if you ever read the paperback novels, there are some paperback novels that and with the X-Men in the Marvel universe, there's paperback novels on Batman and what he actually does in some of these settings. Batman studied witchcraft, so he's way out there. He's not just somebody up or beating up bad guys. He is way out there. So it's just some things I just don't want to. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all might be doing a little too much for Tone, but it's deep. Let me find my lead. but I don't. There's some things I don't want to. G flat. Oh, girl, you better stop. Hold on. G flatted. Shoot. Hold on, girl. Hold on. Girl, wait a minute. Let me see if I can get some help here from a keyboard. Don't look, girl, don't look, girl. Okay. C, middle C here, D. Girl, you got me over here trying to remember what the scale was. Girl. Girl, all out of practice. Is that it? Is that it right there? All right, let me. Girl, I'm all out of practice. You like go G flat major? Like, ooh, girl, G flat, A flat, A, G flat. Now it's the right scale because this doesn't work. Even though this is in a scale, but this is okay. So this right here, you can actually put that in the scale, but it doesn't sound right. It's okay. I'd rather just go to. Girl, you got me over here. You making it sound. Girl, you got me. Yeah. See what I mean? On the way down, you can't use that on the way down. On descending, you can use it going up, but you can't use it coming down. It's the sadness in it. I don't mean to make sad, but it do sound a little sad, don't it? Let me see if this got a. Girl, I be trying. I like this. I like it, but it's too low. Woo! Out of practice. Hitting them off those. Yeah. So you can't do it. You can't do it on the way up. Can't hit it on the way down. But I like this one. I think I'm gonna stick with this one. Sounds like slide. Try that again. Almost like it though. I might just want to change this note. Let me hear this. What you gonna do? It's not. I'll leave it there. I wonder what the song could be. Well, I do my fair share of writing too. You can find my stuff at just go look up Tone 202. You'll probably see my book show up, The Sorrow King. You'll see my a bunch of my music will show up. I've been making music since I was 14. So, you'll see a bunch of my stuff. But my songs are like, they're not like I can make a song to this, but the beats I usually make songs to are, I don't know, people say I remind them of Seal because I'm that type of writer. You know, this is something I would write about. I don't know. I don't know what I would write. But the stuff I like to write about is stuff that's going on with the world. And, what I used to do is I used to write about, love and stuff like that. But all my songs were so sad because I used to perform on stage. And somebody said, all your songs are so sad. And from there on, I started writing songs that are happier. They mean more. Because I was writing about, some chick that left me. Some dark-skinned, big booty girl that yeah. And like, I'm that type of writer. Sometimes, because I write country music too. Like, I'll let you listen to one song that I've written. Because so I tried some R&B. And I wasn't really. Sad songs do heal people. And that's why I was writing them because, I've had a lot of lost love. I'm not good at love. This is why I'm single. Because I'm not good at it. I choose the wrong chicks or they choose me. And now, I'm not as virile. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the same desire to go out and find somebody and do it all again. I'm burned out. Burned out. It was fun, but it's like I think you know what. You know what I think? I think that I'm gonna take a break. But I love love. I'm just not very. I don't know. Love is kind of I don't know. It has a certain grip on me, especially if she's chocolate. I ain't no good. I ain't no good when it comes to chocolate women. I ain't no. And I know I'll be lost too. Sometimes I just be wanting to get lost. Just headlong in some titties. I ain't right. I ain't right. Because I will Taylor Swift you in a heartbeat. You leave my black ass. I'll be like, oh, you leave it? Okay then. Okay. Whip out a pen and paper. I wrote 2 songs about a chick who we were breaking up while I was in her house. I went and locked myself in her her guest room. I was like, okay, uh, you mother. Wrote 2 songs about it right there and then. Started playing them on my Get Fiddle. Bum, 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 bum. And one of them was one of the best songs I ever wrote. I ever wrote. And when I performed it, people were just looking at me like, wow, like who hurt? When people go, who hurt you? And it's like a joke. No, they were really like, yo, what happened? Because I didn't mention her name and it wasn't like, I hate you, you tramp. It was nothing like that. It was just, you could tell that I had been put through the ringer. You can tell that I was in deep, and I was upset. I was upset because, I was in my 30s. I wanted something to work. I didn't want to be a hoe no more. But hoeing is addicting. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to stay a hoe. She wanted us to both be hoes. Like, I was like, nah, I don't want to be a hoe no more. Like, I want to, have a family. And she wanted to be a hoe. Then married a guy who looked just like me. Married that dude. Looked just like me. I looked at them when I saw her. I was like, you won't be a whore with me, but you gonna go out fine. I was like, you ain't no good. I said, you ain't about nothing. Preach the word on you. Slap you in the back of the neck with a wet noodle, girl. You ain't. Yeah, man, I ain't want to be a hoe no more. I was like, oh, I'm done hoeing. Where I meet her at, here in Ohio, I used to work with her. When I worked at you know what I'm saying? I used to work with her, and when I first saw her, she had on this little dress that came to thigh high. I was like, oh, man. How tall am I? I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2", about 285. I saw that dress and them legs. I was like, oh, I recognize a runner because I used to be a runner. I was like, oh. I was like, I got to say something to her. She just brushed me off like, nope. I like, what him that? She's like, I don't talk to people, that I work with. And I was like, okay. So the day they let me go, I was like, yo, what up? I was like, what's up, girl? I'm trying to put my lips on your legs. I ain't even playing. What is the move? What? Man, I jumped into some coochie I couldn't get out of. I jumped headlong into some ass. I'm like, hold on now, I'm too deep up in it. I'm too deep in the coochie. I need to get on up out of him. Just coochie. Woo, got to be too much. Shoot, I was always ready to, man. I didn't want to be a hoe no more, though. I was like, yeah, I can't. Then she had a whole glow up. Oh my goodness, one dude came up to me and was like, yo, your girl is, yo, she looked good. I was like, you only know. I'd be like, well, you only know. This is my attempt at R&B. Columbus. We were supposed to be friends. Talk to each other every now and then. We should have never started taking walks in the park after dark. Oh my God. That's where the loving starts. I should have never lips on you. That's not what friends are supposed to do. But I couldn't help myself. My mind said no, but my body said something else. It kind of something else. And now it's something else. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I should have let you get close to me. Cause friends are supposed to be in love. And now I'm afraid of messing up. Sing it to my Ray Kid. Sing all the roaches away. I don't have roaches. I had taters. Play that. Sound like it could be a trap beat. I guess anything could be a trap beat nowadays. Yeah. It's some damn good water. Natural spring water. You like Fuji water? I gotta go get me some. I keep passing it up. But there's some good rough water. Now I'm afraid of this. Yeah, what we wasn't supposed to do. Friends are supposed to be in love. Now I'm afraid we are supposed to be friends. Talk to each other every now and then. We should have never have started taking walks in the park after dark. That's where the loving starts. In my background. That's where the loving starts. I should have never made something. What kind of keyboard? Oh, this is just the old Yamaha PSR 500. I just use it for MIDI. But it's something else. It turned to something else. And now we're something else. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. No. I should have let you close to me. Cause friends are supposed to be in love. And now I'm afraid we'll mess things up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Now it's something else. Oh no. I'm gonna try to make a trap beat because you keep talking about them. I'm gonna try to make one. You're gonna see how bad it is. And now it's something else. I used to have a drum machine. I had to hawk it because I needed the money. Yeah, it's chill, ain't it? It's banging. You should hear it in your car. If you got a Bose system, it is banging. You know, I made that on an iPad. I started that beat on this iPad, which doesn't even work anymore. That's where I started it on. And then I put it onto my iMac and I did everything. Like nobody helped me with that. So I did all the pre-production, production. I played the guitar, all the background you hear, I sang all the background. It's like 10 backgrounds. I had to try to figure out the melody note and the harmony note, sit there and go through the whole thing and listen to it. Yeah. Light a candle and make something. Yeah, there it is. Light a candle. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make you a trap beat because you're like, make a trap beat. You must be young too, because only a young person would get on here and be like, yo, Thud, make a trap beat, Thud. This is my kind of beat, but I wasn't finished with this, but I'll get back to it. That's hard though. That's hard though. That's hard right there. Yeah, man, I love that girl, man. I loved her the best I could. She had some great sex. She had some great sex. She was good looking too. God dang. She grew dreads all the way to, oh my God, she was good looking. And then everybody started banging her. But she wanted me to stay around, and I was like, I can't stay. You banging dudes that I know, and you know I don't like them. You just banging everybody. You got your ass turned up to everybody. I was like, I can't do it. You took Hohen to the utmost. You over here getting ran through. I was like, I can't. And I left her. She's don't leave. I'm like, I gotta go. I'm not gonna sit around while dudes is looking at me like I'm banging your girl, because that's exactly what they were doing. Like I'm, looking at me like, yeah, me and my homies is running through her. I was like, no, you ain't, man. I said, I'm gone. I can't do it. I can't do it. Put your feelings into your production. I used to. Okay, so let me get a new this. I used to, but I'll tell you what. I'm just one of those, dudes who used to think that women were the greatest thing since sliced bread. So it was just bound for me to get my heart broken. I've had my heart broken a few times, so you know. Uh, Now I can see it coming. I don't even get certain women like I don't even talk to because I already know you're gonna break my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna be all into you. I'm gonna think you're the bee's knees. You're just gonna go out and get on your knees in front of some random guy you don't even know. Then you're gonna come home and want me to love you. I was like, no, no, I've done that before, and no, you want to be. Now I'm like, hey, you listen. Now I'm very honest with hoes. I'm very honest with them. Before I'd be like, I used to think I could fix hoes. Now I'm just honest with hoes. I'm just like, you know what, you can go hoe all you want to. You just can't do it here. I'm not mad at you. If I had a chick and she cheated on me, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, you know what, that's okay, but you can't come back. Yeah, you can't come back over here. So get your stuff, get your toothbrush, you know, take all your little feminine products out of my. I ain't like them there anyway, and get the out. Just don't even argue with me because I'm gonna, escort you out if you do. Like, don't turn around and try to plead your case because I'm gonna help you out the door. Get out, get out, get out, the get out. Yo, goofy ass. I'm not with none of the stupidity when it comes to women nowadays. I don't want it. You talk too much. Shut the. Nah, I ain't right. I'm not right in the head. Get out. You want to cheat on me and I'm good? Especially if I've been helping you? Get the. Yeah. If I'm good to you, I'm sitting up here rubbing your feet after work, and you gonna do me like that? Get the. You gonna see 285 pounds coming at you real good if you don't listen to. Like, get out. But I'm just gonna change on you right in front of you. I never seen you like that because you never cheated on me before. I'm a nice guy until you think you can take advantage of me, and then I got to. See, that's my trap sounds like hip hop. Your trap is. See, I don't even know how to make trap music, but it's gonna come out sounding like hip hop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a piano, and I'm gonna find a descending, uh, uh, not even a chord structure. I'm just gonna find something that's gonna go in a minor. I'm gonna find a minor structure in descending notes. I'm just letting you know what it's gonna sound like. And all right, bro. I'm trying to figure out how. Hold on. Give me. Who do you listen? What? You mean? Oh, all right. I'm just gonna do whatever. Let me see something. me find something. Yeah, she wasn't right, but I wasn't right either. I was not right. Shoot, I wasn't right. I knew I wasn't right. I was having too. I had too many chicks. I had too much fun. But I was clubbing. I had too much. I was having too much fun. There's this booty everywhere. I go to work. There's booty. I come home. It was just booty everywhere. It was booty everywhere. It was bad. I was like, there's just too much ass running around here. There was just too much ass. Oh Lord, help me. It was bad. Too much. It was too much. I needed help. I had to go to Ask Anonymous. Doctor was like, "How can I help you?" I was like, "Doctor, this is too much. It's too much money." Oh yeah. Like, you better slow down. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do just that. Slowed my ass right down too to a screeching halt. Shoot. Screeching halt. My phone is dry. I don't get no type of phone calls. Ain't nobody checking on me, no nothing. See? I can't use it. I don't even like this. Let me find a. It's not gonna sound droppy. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. I suck at trap music. I suck at trap music. But I'm gonna still try because wet it back up. Let me try something out. Yeah. That's not trappy. Okay, you know what? Let me get up to, hold on a second. Let me try a different. Women, man. Women that have you spinning around. You know what I'm saying? And now they just think I'm old and corny. Because I'll be singing Three Dog Night to them. All the leaves are brown, all the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. They'd be like, ugh, you can't protect me if a gangster pulls a gun on me. You got to get in front of that bullet. Like, no, I don't. Your goofy ass just gets shot. Doing a damn thing. Why didn't you stop him from slapping the stupid out of me? Because you needed it. Don't say stupid stuff and get me in the. We ain't doing that. You go out with me, you keep your mouth shut. Keep your eyes to your damn self. Because I'm not getting killed over none of y'all. Oh, man. Nope, I can't make trap music. You know, I don't mind being corny now. I used to mind being corny. I used to be like, I'm corny. Because girls didn't like corny. Can't make trap music, bro. I suck at it. I'm sorry. I suck at it. You know, I'm corny. I don't mind being corny now. Like, I love my corny self. I do have my own lane. I got my own lane of music that I play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind being corny now because I don't care what a woman thinks of me. You corny, good. Go that way. Here, go this way. Here's some tea. Go over there. Go bother somebody else. I'm too old to give a damn. You know, there, that way. Keep going. Go around the world. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't listen. And there'll be some fine ass women. I don't be caring. Oh, I'm cute. You're annoying. That's what you are. You're annoying. You just kind of annoy the hell out of me. These young girls, they be. I'll be like, no, ma'am, I can't. I'll be like, no, ma'am, I can't. Could you? No, I can't. Oh, you know, I should jump to 120 because that's usually what trap music is at. It's at 120 and they catch, but it's not my lane. Here it is. Then they go. They do stuff like that. They go. Something stupid like that. Let me see if I can find a pattern. I suck. I suck. I'm not doing it. I suck. I suck terrible. Just fine. Playing the beat of I need bing dong ding ding. I Need Love is not trap music. It's as a matter of fact, it's the total opposite. And LL did that on purpose. That's one of the reasons why they signed him. I Need Love. He wanted to do something that nobody else was doing, and it became just a major hit. He also made a couple songs that didn't go over too well doing that. But I Need Love was, you heard, oh, you heard something? Yeah, I'm just gonna make a loop just for y'all. Make a loop just for you. Then y'all get that stupid little. I can't do that. Hold on. Let me throw a pad over this. Because y'all love to do this stuff right here. Y'all love to do this stuff with trap music. Besides, take other people's music. Y'all love to do stuff like this. Y'all love to take other people's. Be like, isn't that Earth, Wind, and Fire? Y'all be like, who? You're like, it just hurts. Like, you don't even know who Earth, Wind, and Fire is. Let me find a. What? Trying to tell you, my trap music is not your trap music. It's gonna sound like trap music. 21 Savage is not getting on this. 21. 21 ain't getting on this. It does not sound like trap music, but this is stuff I like. Sorry, I'm corny. Well, can you hold on a second there, Buddy Rowe? Can you slow down there, McGillicuddy? Jeezy did How Deep Is Your Love? Keep Sweat, How Deep Is Your Love? Jeezy, Mr. Snowman? Oh shoot, I ain't got no. I don't have no. Like I haven't downloaded anybody's song to cut up or nothing like that. But this is mine. All right, some instruments. I'll put an arpeggiator on it. Nah, that probably won't work. That sounds like a girl trap song. You know what? I'll sell it to a chick in a heartbeat. No, I'm just saying, Michael Jackson, demo song. Oh, okay. little arpeggiation. Little something going on, ain't it? Little something popping out, ain't it? Yeah, a little something. I love doing this stuff. I can do this all day. I just don't get paid for it. But it's really soothing to me. It's I don't know, it's therapeutic to me. I kind of did my own thing. When I get my first one. start somewhere. Yeah, I like the whole. I mean, I have so many beats. I have a lot of beats. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. But I just sometimes I just do this. Oh, I'm saving it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll put about 10 or 12 of them together, send it off to CD Baby, pay about $100, and then people will upload it to TikTok. Yeah, I noticed my songs are getting played on TikTok now. I mean, I only get a couple pennies for it, but nonetheless, I'm like, oh, somebody played my song. So okay, so here's a song I just put out. Even though I don't try, I still do things that come out just fine sometimes. So I thought I would ask you on a date, and what's the worst that could happen? You can tell me no, tell me go away. That'll be just fine. At least I try. At least I try to make things up as I go along. Some corny, but I like it. I try to make things up as I go along. Love, no one is perfection. Hey, no one likes rejection. Figure out not your cup of tea. You're the one for me. So it's another chance for something new. I'll be back. I think I'll buy some new shoes. And head on down to the nearest 509. Talk to a friend of mine and send me a link. Make things up as I go along. And your love will come along. I make things up as I go along. Love will come along. Should've turned up, put around, looking like. Spin around, turn around 3 times. Hey! Stop, look the other way. All my TikTok songs, I figure out something to say. Make things up as I go along. You know love will come along. Make things up as I go along. Oh, love will come along. Yeah. I'll take one of these today. Blood pressure, man. Some corny, but I like it. So I started writing songs just for TikTok. You know what I mean? Because people started playing my stuff on there. I'm just like, I'm trying to write a viral song because all it takes is one viral song, and you start getting royalties off of it, and that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? So people are starting to listen to this song. It's not really a song, it's just gibberish that I made. Come on. Mama don't cook it better, put it in the pot. Come on. Mama good looking better, put Mama got the same rice, about to put it in the pot. What's up? Mama sure good looking, about to put it in the pot. Okay. Studios in Atlanta. Mama sure do the cooking, about to put it in the pot. All right. Shit, she about to put it in, 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 put it in the pot. Go ahead, mama, put it in the pot. Put it in the pot. Go ahead, mama, put it in the pot. Got the collard green, mama, put it in the pot. Come on. Mama got the string bean, mama, put it in the pot. Come on. I just be having fun. I'm in my own way. Mama went and got the corn, mama, put it in the pot. What's up? Mama got the cornbread, don't you put it in the pot? Come on, come on. Put it in, 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 put it in the pot. Mama doing the cooking nation. She about to put it in the pot. Mama doing cooking nation. She about to put it in the pot. Mama showing that cooking nation. Yeah, don't be over here jamming. Mama doing all the cooking nation. I'm jamming by myself. Put it in the pot. Put it in the pot. Yes, on TikTok now. Put it in the pot. Come on. Check your leg, check your leg, check your leg, check your leg. Put it in the pot. Yeah, I'll be over here just having fun. I did that in one take. I didn't even write the words down. I just. But I like just my, different stuff. I ain't got no trap beats though, man. I tried a trap beat years ago. This is a trap beat I tried. I suck at trap beats. This is the best I can do with a trap beat. I'm old. What do you want? It was my best rendition. It was my best rendition of a trap beat. I made this like 6 years ago. Just mess around. I suck at making trap beats though. It's okay. It's something some youngster can get on and do whatever. This is all on SoundCloud, by the way. You guys can just Tone 202 my SoundCloud. Just go right on there and listen to all this. There's your violin. Something chill too. Some trap music for you. Yeah. Just some, I don't know, my version of. So I try to make music for like everybody, but I know what I suck at. You know what I'm saying? And I know what I'm half decent at. But I try to, make something for like, you know, like something for like the R&B, and then something for like the younger R&B, the older R&B. You know, like I don't know who this would appeal to, but it's just really like I love the drive to this right here. Oh, thank you. That trap beat, I'll play a different one. All this stuff is like 5, 6 years old. You're listening to it. Actually, it's older than that. I don't think about it. This is 2016. The song is called "Even I'm Home." It's chill, ain't it? Yeah, it's chill. I took this girl's voice and I made this. Some African girl. Thank you. Been entertaining since I was doing talent shows and stuff. Since I was. I do poetry too. I stopped doing poetry though. Well, I like the drums in this one. Yeah, it's a little something I did with her voice. Sometimes I did this with my voice. I think I'm gonna release the song. So. Six of us. Six of us. You're an only child. Are you spoiled? You get your way all the time? Just another thing. Just it's funky, ain't it though? It's got a little Caribbean with it. It's got a little yeah, it's got a little Caribbean going on with it. Just different. It's just a bunch of different stuff. My way is usually right. Ooh. Ooh. You work hard. What do you do for a living? What do you do? What's your profession? Thank you. What do you do for a living? You're a nurse? A doctor? What do you got? School teacher? Principal? Come on, Ross, what are you? What are your titles? You got a title. Follow the light. Follow the light. It's a pretty chill. Oh, you study law? Okay. Studying that law. What type of law? Criminal? What kind of law you studying? Oh, you're a landlord. How many units? Oh, I should put this out. I should put this one out. You own a store in London. Look at you! Look at you! Oh, you like this one, huh? Well, get down. I'm a store owner and a laundromat. I thought about the laundromat. Or vending machines. I thought about getting a vending machine. I thought about it. Oh, you ain't playing. 10 houses? Wow. Oh, that's good money. Do your thing, honey. Glad to hear it. Yeah, you're that deal. I can sell you a refrigerator if you need one. I just sold a stove today. I sold a stove today. I sold, last week I sold a washer. I'm a Yeah, I fix them too. Yes, I do. Tell me what's wrong with it, and I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Tell me what it's doing, and I can point you in the right direction. Dothan. Yeah, I got some people that live near the airport now. Some part of Alabama. I ain't been down there in a long time now. But yeah, if you tell me what it's doing, I'll tell you what the problem is. Hey, yeah, if you tell me, yeah, if you tell me what it's not doing or what it's doing, I can be like, I can figure out most things. Most things. Can you lay a roof? I can figure it out. I used to work with roofers. Put that little, yeah, some tile, some, yeah, it's not that hard. You need a lot of equipment. You need the right equipment. I can figure that out. A couple knives, a flat top. Yeah, but still, yeah, I can figure that out. I've seen people do it. Blah, blah. Lay it down, blah, blah. Lay it down, blah, blah. Gotta have that gun, though. You ain't got that nail gun, you hit. Yeah, put the players on right. Well, I am thinking on it right now. I'm telling you I can do it. Yeah, get yourself a 30-foot ladder. Yeah, gotta carry them shingles up the stairs. Ah, get them on up there. Finding what? You're working on finding what? Oh, that's my group. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta carry them shingles up. Ah, lay them down. Put down the bottom part first, then put the top part up. Clack, 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 clack. Yeah, gotta have that gun. You ain't got that gun, you can forget it. Yeah, yeah, you get that nail gun. Yeah, get that nail gun. That's my crank right there. That's called fair is fair. Yeah, if you ain't got that nail gun, boy, it's gonna be a long night. What's it like to get girls? That's some Kelly Rowlands. Uh-huh. And you gotta make sure it's the layers are right. Tyvek. I don't know if they put Tyvek on the roof though. You know, you just gotta make sure the roof is insulated. Yeah, with the air compressor. Yeah. I have my own generator. I have a Ryobi. I have a Ryobi generator, 4500. Puts out gas generator. But then you hook the compressor up into that. Bam, bam. Kush, 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 kush. Kush, 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 kush. not hard to do. You just gotta have the right. What's the right girls? It's Kelly Romance. You gotta take your time and you gotta have the right equipment or it's gonna look screwed. But if but once you do it, yeah, if you don't take your time, you can forget it. Because it's gonna be messed up. You're gonna have to go up and do it again. It's gonna cost you. But if you do it right, you're gonna be like, I did that. Yeah. Hell, you could be a shoot. You get some good material. Some good roofing material. Yeah, man. Get about 4 people. You're gonna need about 4 or 5 people though. Yeah, you're gonna need about 4 or 5 people. Got yourself, 2 people up top, 2 people running the shingles. Yeah. 1 person, delegate, making sure the electrics, all the stuff is right. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Usually a 5.
Thunderstruck. Adjective. Shocked and amazed by the power of fun on Carnival. Flying Bolt, the world's first roller coaster at sea. Brian got.
Yeah, it's usually a 5-man crew will do it. I see that where I am. People, man. Yeah, and messing up your money because you gotta when it comes to something. Okay, so when it comes to doing a roof, for one, whoever you're gonna get it from, the first thing I would do is call around and see who got the best price, and then I would look at exactly I would figure out the thickness and the type that you want because there's all kind of, there's 15 year, there's 30 year. So I would go through that whole rigmarole because, you get some 15 year on there and, you might not be happy with it. You might want some 30 year where you ain't thinking about doing it again. So, that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I would check. I would just go through the paces with it and go to different spots and talk to people because they're gonna think you don't know anything anyway. But that's what you want. Like I wouldn't go into Home Depot into their department and tell them everything I know. I would tell them what I want to do, and then they would tell me everything they know. So your quote was 30K for one roof? Well, did you tell them the square foot? I mean, for one house, what is it? A 3-bedroom house, 2-bedroom house? What are we looking at? Upscale, middle scale? You know what I'm saying? This is an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Is it a duplex, 4-plex? Because 30 grand is kind of. Guess what? What you got? A duplex, 4-plex, upscale? Well, so what size is the house? Because I'm gonna tell you something. 30 grand is steep. 30 grand, that's steep. However, I used to work with some storm chasers. And what they would do is whenever a hailstorm would come over any part of the country, they would get a 5-man crew together. They would show up, rent a house for about a month, they would have two salesmen go out and they would go and look at people's roofs and say, hey, your roof has got damage, blah, blah, blah. We can do this, go through your insurance company and, all that. So the people, they're not paying for it. Their insurance company is. And, so the people would agree to it, sign a little contract, yada, yada, yada. And then that same guy would hire a crew of roofers. And then they would hire somebody like me who was kind of a, Mr. Fix It, like somebody's faucet needed fixed. I learned how to fix a faucet and went and fixed the faucet. Screen doors needed to be put back on and screens and stuff. I learned how to put it back on. They needed their siding and stuff picked up. I would go to one of the spots where they didn't need those shingles and stuff like that anymore, and they needed to take it back to the company. I would load it all back. I would load it up in the back of my Tahoe and take it back to the company so they can get, reimbursed for what they spent. Or I would go pick up stuff. So I was there, Mr. Do It. They paid me $500 a week to do that. It was great money. It was great money. So, yeah, so you need to get your numbers straight first. It's a middle-sized neighborhood. Yeah, but you need to get your numbers. Not sure of that. I know that's a string. Well, not necessarily. Oh, okay, so if you have, okay, so here's, all right, so I'm just going to assume you want your whole roof done, right? So I'm assuming that the roof is either old, it's got holes in it somewhere. You have to restore the entire roof. See, that's not too much, son. $30K is not too much. Yeah, no, he gave you a good price. I'm gonna tell you right now, he gave you a good price. Just for somebody to come out and put up, he gave you a good price. He gave you a damn good price. You thought you was getting beat because you're like 30K, hell no. You have no. Okay, so here's what I would do if I was you. I would look at your situation and whatever you see, I would even suggest getting some photos together, stuff like that. Maybe even a little video of it. I'm not gonna say climb up there on the roof, but it would help if you had actual, some kind of view of what's exactly going on up there. Because if you don't climb up there and look, yeah. But if you don't see, the thing about it is you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what you're looking at. You know what you think you're looking at. See, you see a roof has holes in it, it leaks, water damage, snow damage, maybe a tree fell on it, whatever. This is what you see. What you don't see is the cost of the material it's going to take to put all of it back together and make sure you don't have any problems for the next 30 years. That's what you don't see. That's why, you're like, I think it costs too much. And I'm like, not necessarily. I mean, if you were hoping to get like $5,000, a quote for that, you're going to have problems in less than 5 years. I'm telling you now. $30,000 sounds like a solid. $30,000 sounds like, yeah, $30,000 sounds like this person's going to go front to back, north, south, and they're going to make sure nothing is coming through your roof. Nothing. Nothing. And there's a good chance that they're licensed and bonded. So that's another thing. So what he's going to do, he's going to hire a 5 or 6 man crew. He's got to pay all of them. And they're going to come and wreck shop for about 4 or 5 days. Not only that, they're going to have to tear everything down that's no good. Everything that's no good is coming down. And if it's a major job, your whole roof, all your tile and all your roof, all of that's coming up. And if you got holes in it, then they're gonna have to fix the beams or anything that's. So you might be looking at. Listen, if it's leaking, then you're looking at fixing it all the way down past the Tyvek, all the way through the Owens 2-in-1. You gotta go all the way to the Owens 2-in-1. Then you gotta come through. You're gonna have to go to where the wood is, especially if it's water damage. That wood's coming out. That's gotta come out because it's gonna rot. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Yeah. That's a good price. I'm telling you now, it's a good price. Let's do this. I mean, if you're talking about it's caved in, okay. You need a replacement. So let's look at some things. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta go on and start looking around to find out what your average cost is. You know, you take your 5, you get 10 quotes, you line up your average, and you kind of pick your poison. Another thing is, you don't know how many square feet it is. You need to know how many square feet you're dealing with. To hell with Atlanta. That's why I formed the Black American. Okay, let me show this comment. To hell with Atlanta. That's why I formed the Black American made Atlantic movement. The states of Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware, and the District of Columbia. Black people were for our own nation. Well, I'm not against that. I mean, I'm not against that at all. You have got 5K, 13K, 27K. Yeah, but I'm telling you now, if you go the 5K route, you're going to do it again. I'm letting you know now. Because, okay, so what I would do is I would go on YouTube and then look at the cost. I would
Hey, so what's Topgolf?
Well, it's golf, but it's also not golf.
Not golf?
I would go on YouTube and I would listen to a DIYer and then or somebody who's fixing their roof, and then listen to them talk about the cost of fixing their roof in your area. That's what I would do. I would just listen to them talk about it because they're going to break down the whole cost. And then you can start looking at your situation and going, okay, it'll give you a mental scale of who you can go with. You don't have the deed with me right at the moment. Yeah, DC is way better than Atlanta. Way better? I feel that. Yeah, you don't have all the knowledge, is what I'm saying. And because you don't have all the knowledge, you feel like you're getting ripped off. But once you start, if you took your time, just take your time and, start absorbing some of the knowledge on what you're trying to do or what needs to be done, then you'll have a better, because the guy who's offering you $5K is not going to do as good as a job as the guy who's offering you $30K. Now, if you're like $30K, now the reason why you think $30K is too much is because your first offer was $5K. Your first offer was $5K. You were just like and next offer, $30K. Like, oh, hell no. But let's take into account the price of wood. How much wood do you need? You just start right there. Yeah, just start right there. Just go, wood. How much wood do I need? You don't know. Well, you got to start off with the square foot of your house, which is usually, look at your roof. How much roofing you need? 40 pieces of plywood. Okay. Now you got to look at what exactly is damaged. If it's a total cave-in, all the way down to the nails, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of work. That's just a lot. You got to take all that out. Then you got to rent the container, the garbage container. Yeah, I mean you're gonna pay a pretty penny. You can do it yourself. If you want to save some money, you can do it yourself. You can hire a cousin. You can hire your uncle. Your uncle will do it. You can get your. I'm going to Detroit. You was aiming for some? You done hired and fired folk. You got a man? You got a husband, boyfriend? See, this is a good. Yeah, this is a good time to have a man, negotiate with you. Because listen, people try to rip me off all the time. If I tell them the price of something is this, they'll be like, oh, I only have, and I'll be like, nah. Sometimes I let it slide, depends on how much it is. But, but when I say no, it's like, no, I'm not doing it. I think, yeah, you need a dude. I don't care if he's a short king. You need somebody who knows their way around a hammer. Yeah, you do. I'm just telling you, you do. You need somebody who knows their way around a hammer. Yeah. Got some rough hands. You do. I mean, it's just the facts. Got hands like these. Ain't that pretty. I know my nails is dirty. Think I care? Hell no. Hell no. Because I'll be out there in the rain. I didn't have refrigerators fall on me. I'll be out there in the snow trying to get a refrigerator in somebody's house. You know what I mean? Back hurting. Big old. Try to move a 3-door fridge by yourself. Big old stainless steel big boy. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I gotta bring him in the house by myself. I do not. That's an odd question. Why you ask? I do not go to casinos. Yeah, try to get. Yeah, some of these women, when they want to buy from me, they're not helping me get it in the door. I gotta find a way to get that fridge up their stairs, into their house, and get their old one out the house. Try that on for size. 250 pounds, 300 pounds. So I gotta be smart. Sometimes I try to get up the stairs. If I got the energy, sometimes I can do it. Other times, I think it's just different ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? Depends on how many stairs they got. So what I usually have to do, if they got like 6, 7 stairs and I can't get any help, I have to take the fridge apart. I have to take both doors off and the bottom door off. I have to measure the front door to make sure I can get through it. So I just take those doors off, take the 2 hinges off, take the one to the bottom, and lighten the fridge up, take the drawers out, take the glass out, take out all in the house first. Then I got the all the way up the stairs, and then get it up into the house. Yeah. Then, wheel it to wherever it's gonna go. But that's after I got the old one and I done moved that out the way. Yeah. Wow. I made $2,000 in one day messing around. I made $2,000 in one day doing that. And refrigerators ain't no joke. But I love them. I got 4 of them in my house right now. I got 1, 2, I got 3, and this is 4, number 4 right here. But I got one that's sitting in my living room. Big old stainless steel 3-door. I fixed it. Yeah, I had to fix it. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So what I did was, because I had it for the longest time, and I usually had it in my storage unit. So I bring it from my storage unit and bring it in my house. And I said, I'm going to fix you. 'Cause I don't know what's wrong with you, but I want to know. So what I did was I looked up the model number, and then I searched for a fridge that was like it. And I found a white one. Different model number, but pretty much identical. So what I did was I would take the parts from the working fridge and then put it, and I said, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. And I did all that until I narrowed down exactly what it was. It was a few things, but it ended up needing Freon. I thought the compressor was bad. I was trying to get rid of it for $150 because I thought the compressor was bad. Then I started learning about compressors. I was like, this compressor's not bad. Went, got some Freon, couple dollars, got one of them things, learned how to put Freon in it. Thing ain't stopped running since. Just like that. And then I sold the white one. Somebody came and got it. So yeah. So that's usually how I learn about fridges. Just I'll sell them to somebody, something happened with their old one, they'll give it to me. So I'll take the old one. And I always ask the same thing. What happened? Always. What happened to your old one? If they buy a fridge from me, that's my first question. What's wrong with your old one? And then when they tell me, I'll go, okay. Sometimes I can tell them how to fix their old one, if it's worth fixing. But you know what happens the majority of time people's refrigerators go out? Power shortage. They have a power outage. There's some type of electrical problem. So here's what happens. This is my crank right here. I'm gonna turn it off though. I really like this one. So okay. So let's just say, you're in Alabama, right? Let's just say you guys get heavy rain that comes through, right? Rain comes through, you guys get a lightning storm. Lightning takes out the power in one of the nearby transformers, right? It either does that or it hits one of the wires. Boom, lightning hits it. What's it do? It sends a surge through anything connected to it. That surge comes through your house, fries everything. Bam! Everything turns off, right? Then it all turns back on once you flip the switch, correct? You think that your refrigerator is just fine. You're like, that refrigerator came back on. Wrong. Your refrigerator is now broken. What happened is, when that power surge came through, it fried your... Let me see if I got one around here. You want to hang on? I'll show you something. This is gonna help you out because you're a landlord. I'm gonna do you a solid. Let me go downstairs and get it. I'm coming. I'm coming up on the rough shine. All right. This right here, the majority of the time, is the people's problem. They don't all look like this, but this is your, some people call it a heating element, but what it does is it heats up and it melts the ice that builds up in your freezer. Now, if you have a two-door side-by-side, what we call them, you know what I'm talking about, big old stainless steel side-by-sides, this is going to be on your freezer side. If you have a three-door where the freezer's at the bottom and then you have the two doors there, you have two of these. You have one up top behind that panel. Oh, no problem. You have one that, are you still here, Roz? It says there's only one person here. Roz might have left. Anyways, so I'll tell you. But so if you have a three-door, you have two of these. And they're usually shaped something like this. So it's plugged in, boom, boom, into a connector. Well, what happens is your freezer, your refrigerator is oscillating and it's running, but it fluctuates. It's the only item in your house that fluctuates on its own. Everything else that's electric, your microwave, except your heater. But, you know, your stove, you have to turn it on. Your microwave, you have to turn it on. Your refrigerator does it on its own. So when it gets warm in your refrigerator does what? It tells the motor, which is the compressor, turn on. So the compressor turns on, it says, I need to cool down, boom, it cools down. Now, once your refrigerator cools down to a certain point, and there's ice that builds up, which always happens. There's ice that starts to build up. There's a thermostat. Your thermostat says you're getting too warm. So what it does is it tells this thing, the computer, the thermostat talks to the computer tells this thing, I need you to turn on. And it kicks on and it melts the ice. Now, when you get a short in your house or somebody messing with the electricity, what usually, or there's a thunderstorm or something like that, power goes out and then everything comes back on. If you don't have a surge protector on your refrigerator, this thing right here went out when your power went out. What happens is there's one continued tube in here. It's one solid coil that's in here. And this coil has to always be a solid coil. So when you test this coil, when you test it with a meter, if you put your meter in one end and then meter in this end, it'll go beep. That means it has continuity. That means it's solid. If you test it and you don't get a beep, that means it's broken. It busted somewhere. That's what a thunderstorm or a lightning storm will do to a refrigerator. It'll send energy up through that refrigerator and it'll bust this. It'll crack it. And after it does that, when a computer says, hey, I need you to turn on and melt the ice, it won't. So you'll open your refrigerator and you'll see a bunch of ice there on the back wall and stuff like that. But nonetheless, all your stuff is getting warmer. You're like, there's ice in here, but my stuff's getting warmer. That's because this is broken. And and it changes for different refrigerators. But that's because this is broken. This came out of a side by side. The ones that come out of a 3-door are wider. They're wider like that, and then they go up. But this came out of a side by side. As a matter of fact, this came out of a Frigidaire side by side. That's the name of the brand. It's Frigidaire. And to my knowledge, this one actually works. So this one's still good. They cost about $70 after taxes. So if your fridge goes out and you have a side by side, you need to take the stuff out of the freezer, take all the rails out of the freezer, all the shelves, take those screws off. You're going to have about 4 screws. And when you take it off, you're going to see this. You're going to see a thermostat, little black thing like that. It's going to be a thermostat. You're going to see maybe a thermistor, which is a white tube. You're going to see your heating element. You're going to see your coils. And it's going to be sitting and connected to your coils. And what you do is you don't take the heating element out. You take your meter and you test this. You just stick one in, the other end. You put it on continuity and make sure it beeps. Beep. But you probably want to do it when the refrigerator is not on also. But if that beeps, which it probably won't, but if it does beep, now you got a problem somewhere else. So what you can do after that is test your thermostat. And your thermostat will be sitting right in the same place this is. So you just unhook it, put your things in, test for continuity, beep. But the continuity, okay, so your thermostat depends on which one it is. You have to look at the numbers on the back of it because the numbers are going to say something like 55, and then you're going to have something like 20. So it'll be 55, then 20. What you need to do is it'll have continuity when it's at a certain degrees. So at 55 degrees, it should be closed. If it's below 55, it should be. So what you do is you take 55 minus 20, which is 35. And you're like, okay, at 35, well, those numbers are kind of fictitious. Well, okay, so for not a Frigidaire, but for a Samsung, it's 60 and 20, I think. Something like that. But anyway, so you minus the two numbers, and that tells you the numbers where it should be open or closed. So at room temperature 70 degrees, it should be open. So you should not have continuity. But once it goes down to 20 degrees, 40 and 60, 20, once it hits 20 degrees, you should have continuity. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So you should be able to stick it in and go, and it should go beep. If the thermostat doesn't do that while it's, freezing, then that means your thermostat is out. But that's still not gonna, well, I guess it would. But most likely it's, most likely it's this problem. But let's just say your thermostat's good. This is good. Now you're trying to figure out, okay, if this is good, I don't know that much about plumbing. But so you go, if your thermostat's good and this is good, now what can it be? Well, if this is side by side, because this one comes out of a side by side. If this is side by side, if it's a Frigidaire side by side, now you're looking at the motherboard. Yeah, go. Yeah, you should do that. Plumbers make good money. You always need plumbers. Yeah, but if it's not this, if it's not your thermostat, then it might be your thermistor, which is the little white one. So now you have to test that, and then you have to look up what number it should be at. Because if it's off by 5%, you have a bad thermistor. And then if it's not that, you'd be looking at your motherboard, which is the worst case scenario. So, and on a Frigidaire, your motherboard is going to be, if you open up a Frigidaire side by side and you got your two dials right up top, right behind that is your motherboard. So you need to take the whole thing apart by going in and unscrewing. There's a screw here, screw here. That whole thing has to come out. Then you have to take a screw right here, boom, boom. That whole thing drops down, and then your motherboard sits right there. You have to test your motherboard. First thing you have to do is look at it. You have to smell it and see if it has any burns on it. You have to look at it real close, flip it over, see if it has any burns on it. Then you have to test to see if you got enough power going to it. If it doesn't have 120 going to it, then something's wrong. It's not getting enough power. So, and then it might just be fried. So then you start looking at let me show you. All right, so here's a motherboard to a side by side. But this side by side came out of a Kenmore Elite. It's one of the motherboards. Now you look at this now. When I examined this motherboard, I had to look at where power's coming into it. You gotta look at where the power's coming in. You gotta test that. Make sure 120 is coming into it, but I already knew that it was. You gotta look at these here. Make sure that they're not warped, because if any of these are warped, that motherboard is shot. Then you can actually take this and fix one of these, but most of the time the motherboard's shot. You just need to know how to solder. But you got to look at all of these and make sure that none of them are shot. And sometimes it could just be one of these. You really don't know. But sometimes you can just flip it over the back, and you can look on the back and see if there's any burn marks. You take your motherboard and you're like, I have no idea what's going on. Then you look on the back and you might see a burn mark or something like that. That means one of these fried. We're not electrical. That's why I tell anybody, if you have a newer refrigerator, get a surge protector. Costs you about $30. Don't just get a extension cord. Don't just plug it into the wall. Get a surge protector. Because if you don't, you're going to be paying the $400 or $500 to get it fixed. Or you're going to be paying, to get a new one. And sometimes, and just this right here, $250 to $350. One lightning storm, take it right out. Right out. And you won't even know it until the next day. All your food is spoiled. You won't even know it. That lightning storm will come through there. It'll hit the compressor. It'll send a surge through the compressor. It'll fry this thing. Now, I had a lady who, ordered a fridge from me, right? She wanted to buy one of my fridges. I brought one over, said, "What's wrong with yours? What happened?" She says, "I don't know. It's just not working." Fine. I take her fridge out, put one in there. That fridge goes out too. I'm like, wait a minute. I know that was a good fridge. She's like, "This fridge is not working." So I had to go back because I give a warranty. I go back and put another fridge. That one goes out. I said something's definitely wrong. I go and get the second one I brought her. I bring it to my house and I look at it. And I figured the heating element went out because it was a side by side. So I go and I look at the heating element in this one, but it wasn't this kind. It was a smaller one, but it was the same idea. It's about that big. And so what I did was I got everything out the freezer, took off the back panel, and when I looked back there, all in the back was burned. It looked like somebody just lit a firecracker back there. With, whoosh. She had so much power surging through her refrigerator, it completely severed this thing, smoked it. Smoked it right out. Bam! 2 refrigerators she ruined. So I went, paid the $70, fixed it. She was just like, well, bring the other one back. But she's like, I only have, the same amount I paid for it, which means I'm not going to pay for your part or for the refrigerator that I just ruined. So I took it back and I said, listen, I'm not coming back. I said, if you plug this into your wall, you're going to ruin this fridge and I'm not taking it back. I said, go and get a surge protector right across the street. There's an Aldi's. Go get one. I said, but if you plug this into your wall, I'm telling you right now, it's going to blow this refrigerator out. And I'm not coming back. I'm not giving you your money back, no nothing. She says, I'm not even going to plug it in. I'm going to go and get a surge protector. And then I said, I'm going to test your house. So what I did was I tested her house. I tested her kitchen sockets and I tested her, so her laundry room was pretty much connected electronically to her kitchen because it was all on the same floor. So you walk in her back door, there's her washer and dryer. You make the right, there's her refrigerator. So she's got refrigerator, stove, microwave, plus she had something else plugged in. She had all this power going through it. I tested her sockets. Her sockets were 124, which is great. Unless the power is not being controlled the right way. So she didn't have a thunderstorm problem. She had a fuse problem that's in her house. Like one of her fuses. So she had 124 volts coming out of each of her sockets, which is not a bad thing. The problem is the refrigerator is running off of so much power. It needs 120. It can't run without it, right? It can't run properly. So it has 120. When it kicks on, that goes up. So it needs a bunch of power to go in and, do its thing. The problem is when it kicked in, it was pushing all this power into the refrigerator and it was blowing out all of her heating elements. And that was because she would have all this stuff on at once. So she would have all her lights on, washer, dryer, refrigerators on, all this stuff. Or she would have all this stuff on, and then she would go and turn on the dryer or turn on the washer. But I bet it was mainly because of the dryer, because the dryer is 220. So imagine all that power is already going into your refrigerator at 124, then you turn on the dryer. Boom! And that's what happened. It completely severed it in half. It looked like it almost caught on fire. So I said, if you don't do this, you're gonna be in some big trouble. And I ain't heard from her since because she listened to me. And I went to this one lady's house and I sold her refrigerator. And I said, what happened to your last one? Same thing. And so I got her, the refrigerator she purchased from me. Everything is working fine. She calls me, hey, the refrigerator is not working. I'm like, okay, let me come up and look at it because I give a warranty. I get up there, the refrigerator's thawing out. And it's a side-by-side. And I'm looking at the freezer and I'm going, what's going on? Like, why is this thawing out? And then I said, let me test your sockets. I test her sockets. Her sockets are putting out 116. I said, ma'am, and then some of them was putting out 114. I said, ma'am, something's wrong with your house. I said, did somebody mess around with your electricity? And she was like, yes, I had my brother mess around with the fuses. And I said, ma'am, there's nothing I can do. So I tested all of her sockets. They were all screwed. None of them were putting out 120. And the refrigerator is the only thing that needs 120. Everything else can run fine. The TV can run fine off of 114, 116. You can't even have 119. The refrigerator, side by sides, 3 doors, and even top refrigerators, they have to have 120, and people don't realize this, so the refrigerator stops working on them, and then they think, oh, I need a new refrigerator, or the refrigerator I got is bad. No, your house is bad. That's exactly what happened. And I said, listen, so I went above and beyond just to prove my point to her. I went and got my generator. My generator can put out 120 in a heartbeat. And I plugged it in, to her refrigerator. And then, I did some tests. I was like, see, this is what you're supposed to be making. So I did the meter test on my generator, and I showed her, I said, this is putting out 120 out of my sockets. Your sockets aren't putting out 120. If your sockets don't put out 120, your refrigerator can't work right. You know that lady wanted to sue me? She wanted to take me to court. She wanted to take me to court, and here's the crazy part about it. She said, my neighbor has the same problem I do. You know what really happened? It's the electric company. Yeah, all the houses on that street don't get enough power. I never seen nothing like that in my life. So I've gone through this with customers over and over and over again. And sometimes they'll buy a refrigerator from me and say, oh, the fridge doesn't work. No, your house is messed up because somebody goes in there, some uncle DIYs the house and doesn't understand electricity. And now what they do is they're splitting the voltage somewhere. So because everything else works, they think everything is okay. You can just plug a refrigerator in here. But they're not refrigerator people. So they're like, as long as it comes on, it works. And it's like, no, refrigerators have to have so much power in order to work correctly, because that compressor is going to kick in and it's going to ask for so much power to get your temperature down to freezing. And if it can't do that, somewhere within the circuits, there's going to be a problem. Next thing you know, you're going to lose one of these because it can't get what it's asking for. And once your refrigerator doesn't heat up anymore, once this doesn't work, whenever the thermostat says, hey, I need you to heat up, and this doesn't kick in, now you're just going to get big ice balls on the back of your refrigerator. And it's just going to be ice, 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 and then the refrigerator is just going to get warmer and warmer and warmer. And if it's a 2-door, what's going to happen is the refrigerator will start thawing out from the top down because heat rises. So it'll start top on down. Everything at the bottom will be solid, froze. Everything up top start warming up, and it'll stay that way until about a week. And then everything at the bottom will start, thawing out too. And you'll just have this big ass patch of ice back there that I got to go and figure out how to get out of there. Usually a blow dryer, but gotta be careful. So it's just some refrigerator talk to help you guys out. It's just good to know. Another thing is, if somebody comes over to fix your refrigerator, now you understand what they're doing. But like I said, one of these is about $70. They're all pretty much in between $50 to $70, and they're all different too. But if it's messed up, you're gonna have a bad day. you can fix it yourself too. They're not hard to fix. You just yank it out, just put the old one, put the new one in. I mean, you gotta do some twisting and turning, but they're not hard to put in. It just takes a lot of time because if you have that one's for a side by side. Those are easy. You just take out the bottom shelf, take out the top, take out the next 3 shelves up, take all the food out. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Boom. Take those bolts out. You'll be looking right at it. Just unsnap it, 1, 2, and lower it down. Boom. It just comes right out. Come right out of there. Take the other one, put it right in. Boom. Plug it in. Keep going. Don't ruin your refrigerator, guys. Were we done listening to music? I don't feel like going to bed, but I'm tired. Yeah, it's good to know what's going on in your house because your refrigerator is different. It's not like anything else in your house, but everything else in your house can affect it. If you plug it in, you can affect your refrigerator. I went to this one lady's house because I went to this one lady's house, right? What happened was her brother, I sold a fridge. It was in my house. Her brother worked for a company. They came and got it and took it to the lady's house, right? So he was like, I remember the dude, who messes with refrigerators. I'll call him. So they called me over. I go over there. It's a Samsung. I got one of those sitting down in my living room right now. It's a Samsung 3-door. I look at it. I look at the temperature. I turn around, look at this lady. I said, listen. I said, what's it doing again? She said, the freezer is, not freezing. I said, okay. Now, let me show you how to run these diagnostics. So I showed her the diagnostics, and I said, if it's what I think it is, I'm going to push these 2 buttons. It's going to freeze. It's going to force freeze your freezer. But in a very short time, it's going to get warm again. So I force freeze it. The temperature went down. We watched it. Then when the force freeze was over, that temperature shot right back up. I said, now I can get down in here, it'll cost you about $150 plus your parts. But it's most likely something else. So I tested her sockets and I said, ma'am, you're only getting 118 coming out of here. Your sockets are 118. And then I tested the one in her. She had like an extra room. I tested that one and it was putting out 119 to 120. I said, if I was you, I'd get an extension cord and plug it into this room back here where you're at least getting 119 close to 120. I said, but pretty much if you don't get 120 in its study, no matter what I do, your refrigerator's shot. So, cost you $50 just for me to come over and tell you this, or I can go ahead and start digging in there and it'll cost you $150. She was like, no, that's okay. I ain't heard from him since. Is an easy customer. It was an easy $50. I'm sorry to give you the bad news, but your house screwed you. There's nothing I can do. I can bring you a brand new refrigerator over here. The same thing is going to happen in a week. It'll be finished. It'll be completely done. Now, if they had somewhere that was getting 120, 122, I still think it was shot, but at least, I could have fixed it. And then, they'd be good from there. You know what I mean? They'd be all right. But I didn't even want to waste my time because I already knew as soon as you plug this back into the wall, it's going to be a waste of your money. And I didn't want to beat her for her money. And I was like, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's going to do the same thing. You're not going to get cold You're not going to get freezing temperatures. You get cold. You'll get cool, but you won't get freezing temperatures. And eventually, your refrigerator will climb up to about 55 degrees and it'll hold. But you'll have a big old ice patch in your freezer and you'll think you're supposed to be good. People think ice cold. You know what I mean? There's ice back there. This should be cold. It's the opposite. If you see ice back there, look, refrigerators are no frost refrigerators. So you shouldn't be able to reach your hand in the refrigerator and get any frost. If you do, something's wrong. And sometimes it's because there's too many people opening the door and not shutting it all the way. Yeah. You get yourself a family of 6 or 7, or you got toddlers, and you guys all eating out of the same fridge, it's just on every day. Well, somebody doesn't close the fridge all the way. If you don't close it to where you hear that, that's the rubber meeting the metal. That's the rubber gasket. If you don't do that, and it's just, and you don't hear it sticking like that, you're going to be calling the maintenance man. You're going to get ice, in the back of your refrigerator. And the simple solution is you just need to close the door. Yeah. You're going to do it. And sometimes that gasket is worn out. So you have to take $1 or a piece of paper and stick it in, and then close the door and see if the dollar, just falls on its own or if you have to pull it out. Because if it falls on its own, it's pretty much a shot gasket. That gasket's going to cost you $70 just for one side. Yeah, that gasket's going to be $70 one side. They're super expensive. Yeah, came on here and learned something, didn't you, young man? Yeah, but see, knowing this stuff helps me out in my sales. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'll sell something and the customer don't want their money back. They'll say, "Can you fix it?" And sometimes I don't even know how to fix it. But I'll be like, "Okay, what happened? I had a stove. I didn't know how to fix it." Customer is like, "I don't want my money back. I want the stove to work." I had to learn how to fix the stove. Went in, popped the top, looked at it, boom. I said, "Okay, this is what's wrong." Went, ordered the part, bing, bang, boom. Slammed it down. That was it. Never heard from him again. Yeah. I enjoy fixing stuff. What do you do? What do you do how old are you? You're probably like 18 or something, aren't you? $36. Oh. Okay, yeah. Security specialist. What do you carry, a 9? You carry a standard issue, tray 8. What you got, 38 snub nose? Glock 40? Big boy. Okay, there it is. Where you work for a department store or something? Yeah, Glock 40. Or 40 Glock. what, 17 and one in the chamber? Ain't it? One in the chamber. $23. Glock 23. No, how many bullets? How many bullets is a Glock? Hold. One in the chamber. You work for a department store? That's good money right there, man. Armed security, you got to pay me. Huh. Oh, wow. You're a security guard at an apartment complex? Shoot. You ever have to use it? You ever have to use it? That's cool. I think just them knowing that you have one. Especially if you got to serve evictions. That would suck. Miss Jenkins, you're going to have to go, Miss Jenkins. You ain't paid your rent in the last 3 months, Miss Jenkins. You're going to have to go. Little badass grandson want to act up. We ain't going nowhere. Hey, young man. Hey, young man. Don't make me have to bust a cap up in your ass up in the The homeless people? Yeah, but the homeless people ain't armed. The homeless people are more a nuisance than anything. Just gotta run them off. I feel bad for some of them. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's what you're there for. Shoot, but that's hard to stop, ain't it? That's hard to stop. Well, at least you ain't got to bust a cap in none of their ass. It's hard to stop that. You would have to have a dog. Like, you would have to really have, like, a dog that knew everybody who was supposed to be there. Have a German Shepherd that knew everybody. Spike. Old Spike knows everybody supposed to be here. Spike don't know you. They have a big old sign if there's somewhere, beware of dog. Bring your goofy ass over there one time too many. Spike will take a bite of crime out your ass. Yeah. Yeah, it's too much area too for, I mean, are you by yourself? Do you patrol by yourself? I used to be a security guard, but I was unarmed. That's because they're tired of them breaking windows. Yeah, it's like I'm just leaving the door open because. Oh yeah, that sucks. Yeah, because they're gonna bust your windows if you don't. And where are you at? You're in Georgia. You're in Decatur, right? You already know the deal. Are you by the mall? Good old Decatur. You got a woman? You got a girl? Yeah, that's why you got such a big homeless problem. You work downtown. You work down by 5 points. Yeah, you got a woman? That's cool. That's cool. At least you got somebody to go home to. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be kind of, it's kind of hard being a, insecurity and then going home and you ain't got nobody to, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody to talk to. You be wanting to tell them how crappy your day was. Like, man, this was a crappy day. I had to knock a damn nigga in the head. I had to knock this dude in the head because he climbed in Miss Jenkins' car again. I have to tell Rollo, if you don't get on out of Miss Jenkins' car, boy, I'm not your man. I ain't been doing much Miss Jenkins' car, pimp. I'm in my car. Pimp. Get your goofy ass on out of it. I'll be down to my demo Jenkins' car. Right by Grady Hospital. My sister used to work for Grady Hospital. Yeah, she used to work for Grady Hospital. I ain't did that, man. I'm just trying to get some sleep, man. Come on, let me get some sleep. Absolutely not. You go sleep somewhere else. Oh, man, come on, man. Give me $2. I buy no sandwich. No, you ain't gonna buy no sandwich. You gonna go out and get drunk, pissy drunk. Let me go get some more liquor, baby. It's my birthday. Absolutely not, Rollo. Walk around intoxicated on me. Yeah, buy some drugs. Absolutely not. You ain't getting high off my dime. Oh man, it's my birthday, girl done left me. Shh. It's hard working in security, man. Cause you gotta be, you gotta keep your job, but you won't be like them. Like, man, you trying to mess up my money. Trying to mess up my money. Get your goofy. It is, man. I actually feel you, bro. I really do. I used to work security. And when I was in Alabama, Talladega, I worked security. But it was me and 2 other people. We worked for Tyson Chicken Farm. Not their farm, for their factory where they go in their slaughterhouse. That's what we was, and we were unarmed. It was like, why are we here? I was working for Pinkerton. It's like, why am I here? Why am I here? All the nothing but black people. They would, when they have their little breaks, they would come out, turn on their music and kick it right there in the parking lot. I ain't saying nothing until they say nothing to me. They had a little fun and do whatever. I mean, it was easy. You know what I'm saying? And then every now and then we'd have to walk through the factory, see dead chickens, But no, while I was working there, no fight broke out. Hell, what's really crazy is they all had guns. They're the ones who had the guns. We had none. So if they got into it, it's like, all thing we can do is duck and cover. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, hey, you better cut that out. No, I'm calling the police on these goofies. And what's really crazy is if anything happened out there, you're just SOL because we were 45 minutes away from. Like, I don't know who was coming out there if they called the police. I tell you, that chicken farm is in the middle of BFE. It was in the middle of B to the F to the E, bro. It's like, no, we're on our own out here. But I never felt like I was in danger. That was the greatest part about that job. I never once felt like, uh-oh, little Junebug is about to, go ahead and off, Ron because he done looked at, his girl's ass or something. Never once. Never crossed my mind. I enjoyed that job. Yeah, I enjoyed that job, bro. Shoot, you got. So shoot, you got Oh yeah, that job was real easy, bro. Well, wait a minute, bro. You working right now? Are you on the job right now? Because I'm like, wait a minute, it's 1 in the morning. Where's, now you're off. I'm about to say your girl should be in your ear like, yo, what are you doing? Like, why are you on YouTube right now? Tone's on YouTube. I'm broing out. Leave me alone, Missy. I'm broing out. I'm broing. Let me bro out, man. It's the only thing I got. Get a man some time to bro out, Melissa. Your ass. Clock 40. 13-1. At least you ain't getting into no shootouts. Damn. That's the real issue there. Hard headphones. Jeez. I'd really be worried about, I hope nobody nut up and act like they don't want to leave. You do the evictions? I'll put lotion in my hair, by the way. No, but I can. Yeah, it could happen at any time. Well, I don't even want to talk it up. I ain't talking that up. You do evictions though? When they evict somebody, do they call you and say, oh, that's a blessing. Oh, that's a blessing. So who does the evictions? The sheriff? The sheriff come over and put people out? The marshal, yep. So y'all, so that means y'all go through the magistrate and do the whole thing with them instead of, yeah, let them deal with it. Yeah, let them get into a scuffle with crazies. I ain't mad about that at all. Go on over there and evict Ron. He's 6'5", 330 pounds, walking around with a bad attitude. I ain't. No, I'm not. No, look at me. No, I'm not. Yeah, very dangerous. Yeah, that boy just got killed. Y'all just had 2 boys get killed. 12-year-old boy by his so-called homies. Killed him and laughed about it. That just happened. Shoot, when I was living in an ATL, it wasn't like that, man. It was not like that. It wasn't that dangerous. Like, we ain't had none of this shit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They did that young man so dirty. I couldn't believe it. I hope they locked him up forever. 12 years old, and you thought it was funny to go ahead and rob this kid of his life. Just the niggerdom. The sheer niggerdom at that age. That's just sheer niggerdom. This just death. You caused a child's death. You killed a child. Like it was. Well, there's a group of them. There's a whole group of them. And there were 2 people that shot him. They were all together. They were all walking together. And 2 kids opened fire on another kid. Yeah. And left him slumped and laughed about it. Thought it was funny. And they just left his body on the street. Went and jumped on the train. But the cameras picked them up. So it's like, you're not going to be laughing too much because they're going to put you in jail with the big boys. It's not going to be funny then. Yeah, you're going to big boy jail. Because that's cold-hearted, premeditated. You know, that's murder 1. It's not, you're not going to go sit in juvie. You're a monster. You're a whole monster. You, both of you kids, you guys are whole monsters. They're not having that. I bet they sentence those kids like they do adults. I bet they do. I would if I was a judge. I would sentence the hell out of those kids. I sentence them. I'd be more than happy to sentence them. I'd be more than happy to throw their little, no, you shot this kid. Both of you shot him. and you left that kid, just left him right there. Just left him right there on the street. The kid was completely unaware what was going to happen to him. They just, oh no, I'm putting you in big boy jail. Yeah, I'm locking you up for real. Hey, he was walking with him. It don't matter if they was friends or not. Here's what matters. You're going to big boy jail. That's what matters. That's what I do if I was a judge and they came before me. I'd be like, Ronald Rollins, age 14. You've been indicted on capital murder, murder 1 charges, felony assault with a handgun. How do you plead? It doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and sentence you right now. Let's go ahead and do a speedy trial right now. All in favor? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, get your monkey ass out of here. You ain't have no reason for killing that little boy. Get your monkey ass out of here. Send him to Supermax. Boom, there you go. You want to be an animal? Meet the real animals. No reason. They did it for no reason. Yo, you want to be an animal? Tell me to introduce you to some animals. You're going to enjoy Supermax for the next 10 years. And then we'll think about putting you somewhere else. He will be in there getting beat the up. He will be in there getting bread stolen. I'm trying to tell you what, he ain't gonna make it. You know, those people who killed that girl, the Cabo 6 killed that girl. Boy, thinking about what they was doing, was they? They didn't think that through, did they? It's like y'all went to Mexico, planned the whole trip off the old girl, didn't let the ambulance take care of her or nothing. Came back with a whole lie. Went to the mother's house, just lying to her face. Oh, that is so dirty. That is the dirtiest thing. And that is the dirtiest thing in the freaking world. That is just pure dirt. You watched her die, then you told her mother something completely dead. You filmed it. You filmed it. You filmed her getting beat up by 2 people. And then you told the mother something completely different. Why did the film even get released? See, this is what I don't understand. If you're going to film a crime happening, why would you release it? And go and tell a complete different story to her mother. I don't get that. Knowing the mother is eventually going to see it. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think she could. I think she was, I think Shanquilla wasn't a fighter. She wasn't a fighter. They were taking. She was just a nice girl. She probably never been to fight in her whole life. She was the cheerleader. She was just a happy person. You know what I'm saying? Just a happy person. Would have made somebody a damn good wife. She's making too much money. She was making way too much money. She had like 2 or 3 businesses going on. She was a hair specialist. She was selling hair. She was doing hair. She was making too much money. They spotted this years ago. They saw that she was making money like that years ago. This was something that was planned years ago. You can't tell me they just up and said, you know what, let's go to Cabo. No, y'all planned this. Y'all did not want her to get up off that floor. And then the dirty cops and everybody over there dirty. Shoot, they had their eyes on her pockets. And then you went and robbed her for 17 grand. Oh, y'all didn't do your homework though, because you forgot you was in Mexico. Yeah, straight up. You forgot you was in Mexico, south of the border. You're in another country. You're in another country. Rules are not the same over there. Yeah. Y'all would have got away with it, except it was Cabo. It was Cabo, baby. That's how they make their money. Yeah, they're jealous. And now they done arrested one girl. FBI got a hold of her. She gonna start singing. Oh, all 6 of them gonna get dropped. And I'm gonna be happy to see it. I'm gonna celebrate when they put their asses in jail, in Mexican jail. And here's the thing: now the old girl's about to get extradited. The fella Rallies is coming to get her. I can't wait till they get Winter Donovan. Winter Donovan is actually the killer. Yeah, Winter's the one who offed that girl. She's the one who broke her neck. Yeah, and they all trying to hide out. One of them was hiding out in Connecticut. Don't run now. You killed a girl and then you broke her neck. You broke her neck. You beat her up. Y'all broke her neck. And then didn't allow her to get help. It's like, come on. I can see if you look. Winter Donovan squeezed that girl's neck. And when you look at Winter Donovan, she don't look like she's a weak person. You think they're going to beat these cases? They're going to be... Yeah, let's say they're not going to beat these cases. Who came up with alcohol poisoning? I don't know. But whoever came up with it, it ain't stick. Once that coroner made the report, you beat the girl up, she was already beat up. There's just a certain kind of evil. Bro, that's just pure, unadulterated evil what they did to old girl. See, here's what they didn't realize though. Mexican jails, you have to have a family member come and bring you food. Yeah. You have to have a family member bring you food in Mexico. They have all the way up until 5 o'clock. The wife and kids, everybody. They have all the way up till 5 o'clock to bring you food. Yeah, they're in trouble. Your family ain't bringing you food, you're in trouble. And girls in the prison, those women, them guards be tossing them. Yeah, Winter, you sexy too, Winter. Oh yeah, Julio gonna get a hold of you, Winter. Ain't nothing you can do. You just might as well. Her and the other one, what's the other girl's name? Dejanay or something. She finished. She gonna come back pregnant. No, she's gonna have a baby in the jail. They're gonna knock those girls. They don't like black people. Oh, they about to do them dirty. Anyways, man, I'm about to go. I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. It was nice chatting with you, my brother. Be safe out there in the streets. God bless you.